Everybody, Invisiblekatana here. I realized I'll just leave this song on because I got my freaking audio mix set up so that it's lower. Welcome to the very first video game photography live stream, or virtual photography if you prefer. I feel like most people do virtual photography, and I feel like I'm the only person that does video game photography. So we'll go with virtual photography for now. But today we are actually going to be starting out with Control because I am celebrating Altered April. If you are a fan of virtual photography, it's going to be hard for me to say that because I always say video game photography, but if you're a fan of video game photography / virtual photography, I highly recommend checking it out if you also have Control. Altered April is an event that's probably like the third, I swear it's like the third or fourth event. It's weird that Control, I swear, has like the most passionate fan base when it comes to the photo mode. I swear we have like the most events out of any game that I've done. Like, I feel like Ghost of Tsushima doesn't have any, which personally I think it has the best photo mode as of now. I haven't played like the new Horizon and Cyberpunk and stuff, but I feel like no other game has events for photo mode like Control really does. So that's what we're going to be doing for now. We're going to be checking it out, and you know what, man, I really like this song, but we're going to end it. And I think, depending on how loud this one is, yeah, I have this one set like super duper low. You can barely hear this one, but I know it's technically on there. So this would be like a really low background theme, and we will get into the game. Right now, we are in the, oh yeah, you won't even be able to hear that over the game. I just realized that. So we're gonna have the game audio. I forgot you can't even hear the music if I do that. So I might actually have to mess with the options, because once we get into, actually, we'll just go with the game audio for now. When we hit photo mode, I'll bring up the music and everything and we'll play around. As you can see, I have whatever this costume is called. I do not remember. I haven't played the game in a minute. Also, sadly, I'm poor, so we are working with base PlayStation 4. So every time I pause, it's gonna stutter because I don't know. As much as I love Control, I don't know what the deal was with this game and its optimization, but it definitely has an issue with just pausing the game and coming out of it, because it will stutter and it will freeze, and that's just a big issue with this game. Still love the game. Cannot wait for the second Control. Cannot wait for freaking Alan Wake 2. I hope it gets a photo mode. Oops, screwed that up. And I think it will. I highly doubt they'll ever do this, but man, I really think they should go backwards to Quantum Break, because that game needs a photo mode so bad. It is absolutely amazing. And if you have it on PC, there are some alternate things. I was waiting for somebody to show up. I hear like the music kicking in, but I don't see them. They're normally like right in here. Weird. Okay, that's very odd. But I wish they would go back to Quantum Break. And if you have it on PC, like I said, there is a mod to do like the free camera deal. What the F for all the enemies? But I think that game really needs it, because it's just like there's so much potential in that game. I do not know what happened with the enemies. That is super odd. Like normally you're getting swarmed. And I feel like they respawn in here too. I know they respawn in that room we just went through. That was super weird. There's always enemies in that room. So as far as exactly what we're doing today for the photography, Altered April, there we go. Altered April had the containment sector was technically yesterday. I don't know what their time zone is, but it changed like maybe like 40 minutes ago or something like that. It changed to the new why do I have all this up here? I don't need that. That's weird. I normally don't have their health bars up, so that's surprising to me that even that little bit of information is there. Or maybe I do always have that, I don't remember. But yesterday, perfect. So yesterday, it was the containment sector, which is the area that we're currently in. And as of right now, it is in PCs. So I literally never noticed this giant effing sonar thing or whatever this. I've literally never noticed that once in my life while playing this game, which is hilarious. I've never noticed that before. He's got a little, look at the little bayonet at the end. That's nice. So yeah, today we're going to be focusing on both the containment sector as well as NPCs, because I missed the containment sector, and initially that was my plan, was to do the stream and do just the containment sector, and I probably would have got some NPCs. I'm sure I'll get a bunch of random stuff in here anyway, but I wasn't expecting the thing to change like right before I started streaming. It changed probably like 20 minutes before I streamed, Well, I shouldn't say 20 minutes before, but it was probably like 40 minutes ago or so, 20 minutes before I really started my setup. And so I was like, oh, dang. So I was like, all right, we'll double up then. We'll double up. And not like I mind that at all. So we're going to focus on both the containment sector as well as NPCs and do a little bit of both. Because there's a lot of cool areas in the containment sector. I think. Oh, that's. I kind of want to just get a shot of this gun because I've never noticed it before. So I think I can open this up so I can see. There we go. Okay. I just want like a very specific framing on that. So I think a big thing that I enjoy about like video game photography is going through, like, it gives you a really big appreciation for a lot of the art in the game. Like, it's something that you don't notice as much. There we go. It's something you don't really notice as much when it's not kind of, you know, thrown at your face. Like, it'll be like, oh, I really like the art style of a game, or, you know, like Borderlands is a great example. People loved like the cell shaded style because it was like, oh, that, you know, that's a cool thing. It's fairly unique to the franchise and stuff, and you know, it's just really cool. But if that game had a photo mode, it would be very different. People would be like, oh, I can see a whole lot more. Man, I wish there was like just a little bit in between, because I want the aperture lower. Well, technically lower, but I always think of up, even like I want it blurrier, but technically that's less aperture. It's just like the scope just looks out of focus. Like either way, it oddly looks like it's just two in the middle. And like just the very front is what I really want to focus on, plus the face. And it just feels like no matter what, it's oddly out of focus. Interesting. I think. I really don't like it like that. It's too much of the background. Like I like having like the really blurry background. I don't know why. That like once photo mode became a thing for me, I was like, let me just get like super up close and stuff. Actually, I do like this shot. That's not bad. That's not bad. Like I like the detail, like in the character's face. And I totally messed that up. I did not mean to hit the button. There it is. I don't know what the deal is with my PS4. I have no idea what that just captured, so I got to do that a second time because it does that now, and I don't know if that's my PS4 is doing that. I think it's the PS4 because I'm pretty sure it does that for quite a few different games, and that just catches me off guard. Like it's like when I first do it after a long time, because I probably haven't played on my PlayStation like a month and a half, if not 2 months. And it's weird. It's like if it's been a long time, that's the weird thing that'll happen. And it always throws me off a little bit. Let's see, we'll drop down. Yeah. See, I always wish there was just a secondary layer where I could just focus on the background like a little bit. Like actually, what is it? I think Spider-Man has it. I think Miles Morales specifically, probably the PS4 or PS5 remaster, I would assume also has it. But they have near focus as well as like regular focus. It's really weird. And I'm pretty sure it does what I'm thinking, where it's like, man, if I could have the background be a little bit different, and then you could do the near focus. Like if I happen to blur out his face by doing that, I think I could technically use like the near focus aperture. And I could basically like sharpen his face up if I like made the distance far enough. And I like that feature. I like a lot of stuff actually when it comes to, actually I like this. It's really just this giant disc. So maybe I'll just do a front picture. Like this is the type of picture, I probably won't even share this, but for some reason I'm just like, I kind of just want to get a picture of this one. I don't think I'll ever actually share that. But sometimes I take pictures and I'm like, I look back at them later. Typically, I don't notice. Like, that's one where I'm just like, I literally just took that and I know that I probably won't share it much. But sometimes I do that. And there's lots of times, I'm sure anyone who does virtual photography, anyone who does photography in general, or does just about anything that you create, I think this is like the basic thing. You'll do something and be like, And as soon as you look back at it later, you're like, what did I see in that? It's like looking at an ex, where you're just like, what did I ever see in that person? And that's how you feel about the picture sometimes. You're just like, I don't I don't understand what I thought looked good about that picture. Like, I'm already feeling it for this. I'm like, no, it's too much on the side. Like, I like, you know, slight angles and stuff like that. Man, like, see, oh my goodness, like the detail. I'm gonna close in this field of view here. Like that detail, base PS4. That looks really good to me. I mean, you can see like a little bit of the stretching and stuff, like where it somewhat unnaturally stretches, and it's like, you know, no big deal, whatever. But that looks really good. Like, these are like the minute details. Oh, there we go. These are like the minute details where it's just like, that's nice. That looks really good. I think we can actually. There we go. He's a little bit too glowy for me. Well, that's not bad. Yeah, that one's okay. I'm like okay with that. But I think we got something. The whole thing. Always like a random thing when it comes to items, specifically when it comes to guns. That's when I always have, I think, like the craziest time for like, what do I want to focus on? Do I want like the weapon in focus? Do I want the person in focus? You can't really have too much of both. And like, see, I can do this, but then it's like, I'm real weird about like, I want like the blurriest background. I'd love having just like, whatever I get a picture of, that is what I want to have in focus. And I love that, you know, it's a part of the challenge, which makes it fun. Like, I still like this picture, but I would love it if I could just 100% blur the background out. And you can easily do that if you, of course, go with edits and stuff. Like, I could get a picture of this and then just, you know, bump it all the way up and then get the same picture. And then I could just use, you know, etch out like the background and do it that way, if I wanted to, of course, but I don't want to do that. And in general, I typically don't actually. I forgot that I had like the close in field of view. I'm like, this, like, I'm too close. Dylon, and Dylon. I will not explain that reference, but if you get it, you just get it. You too close, man. You too close. I think I'm done with this guy, but it's funny to randomly find this dude, and I'm like, I swear, I've never once in my life playing this game notice this giant thing. Like, what is that even supposed to be? Like, is it just like a radar? Like, it doesn't flash you. Like, I know that for sure. We'll get some other pictures, but I might as well leave the music on, because once this kicks in, you will not be able to hear it. And there's that stutter I was talking about. Oh, he's about to hit me. Okay. Now, these guys I like. I also really like that orb. Get away from me, please. Let's see how this pans out for me when I... Ooh, I didn't even hit the button right. Oh, this is really about to be bad. I don't think I got it. We'll see what I did get. Ooh. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out... Yeah, I jacked this dude up. He's all up. He's got this Dawson pose going. I got a sound effect for that. Here it is. That fits, because that's Street Fighter right there. That's Dawson. We're gonna go ahead and just get a picture of this dude, because that's funny to me. And every once in a while, there's just a really funny picture, and this is definitely one of them. So we'll just get him. Let's do. Take me out of this. Yeah, that works. That's just a weird picture. I just want that just for myself. Every once in a while, I get like a random one that is just like, let's just play around with this. But yeah, he's all jacked up. So that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. And yep, that's what I was trying to avoid, because I knew it was gonna blow up. I mean, I don't have to worry about really dying. Oh man, he just kicked me in the butt and I flew right off. Okay. It's been so long since I played that I genuinely, it's been a long time. Ooh, crap. Not bad. Ooh, you know what? Let's just go on ahead and see what we can get here. So these enemies in particular, picture-wise, I've never found them that interesting. I mean, they do have like the silly face. I've definitely taken a few funny pictures where it's like I'm blowing up characters and stuff like that, and they have like this screamy face. But I've never found them that entertaining to get pictures of. I do believe, ooh, look at his wrist. That's another funny thing that you can get that I love in photo mode. You can get like the inside tricks where it's like, okay, here's, you know, this random animation that they do. And typically, you know, it's interesting that his trigger isn't on the gun because he should be ready to like blow me to smithereens, but he would probably kill himself. So that's probably a super random thing, but you know, who knows? Maybe they programmed it that way. I highly doubt it, but he probably is about to headbutt me or not headbutt me, but like, you know, I guess technically it would be gun butt, and I can't say pistol whip because it's not a pistol, but look at that wrist action. That happens a lot, by the way. If there is a game where you shoot and it has photo mode, I promise you, you will find the craziest, like, stretched, broken wrist that you have ever seen. Like, anytime you shoot a gun in a game, anytime you reload, that's actually where it really comes in. If you have a game, like in this one, she wouldn't have the animation because the reload is, ooh, okay, well, see, random things. You get random stuff. I actually like this. I wish this had a spotlight in it. There are a couple of games that have it. Once again, going back to Spider-Man, Spider-Man has a spotlight where you can like just light things up. I would love that in this game. There are actually quite a few things. I really love Control as a game, and I love, you know, being able to have photo mode, but it definitely has a lot of missing features. Like, I mean, this is really all you get. Like, I mean, you can change camera speed, which I don't think any other game that I've played with its photo mode has that. So that's like one thing that I think this has over pretty much everything else, is that you can actually change the camera speed. Because one thing that happens is that right there, when you can't change the speed and you're like, oh, if I could just move it down like a tiny bit, and then it throws it off and you can never get back to where you are, it drives you insane. So that's like one thing it has, where you can like slow it down and you could probably find a way to get back to exactly that placement. As long as, you know, you're just going up and down, you could do that in Control because you have the camera speed. Most games don't have that. But this really doesn't have a lot. It's, you know, roll the camera, field of view, focus distance, aperture. That's the basics for sure. But this definitely came out. This came out, you know, after Horizon, and Horizon was definitely the one that was like, hey, you can do a lot. Horizon was the one that really got me into it. Maybe I can do some filters to make it. Yeah. See, neutral. The neutral filter in this game is probably like the best filter, because it'll definitely, like, obviously, as you can see, neutral is just boom. It'll literally clear everything. It takes it pretty much to its actual color is neutral. And that's why I like neutral in this game. I kind of hate doing it because I love taking like the actual picture, like with no filter, how the game is meant to look, you know, however you want to consider that. But neutral is just so good because I love seeing the actual colors of everything. Like, it just makes such a huge difference. Like, it's insane the amount of difference that it makes when you do neutral. So I love neutral in this. Vibrant is vibrant, but I think I can go with neutral. Dreamy isn't bad either. It's like a well, I can't say gloomy because that's what gloomy looks like. It's a hazy, I guess, version of neutral. And Nightmare's pretty good. Nightmare is basically like the get the red color filter, which I always love those where it's like a specific color. That'd be really cool if somebody made a game where it was like the photo mode was like every single color that shows up in the game you could do a filter for. That would be pretty sick. I feel like that would be rarely used, but at the same time, when it comes to stuff like this, where it's like, oh, I'm specifically doing this because of an event, you could easily do that as a challenge. Actually, let me, which means he should be gone too. Yeah. But how's her wrist? Her wrist is looking okay right now. But that'd be cool. I think that'd be a cool filter. And I think if you did challenges around it, at some point somebody would, and you could just be like, you know, all yellow or all green, different shades of green, even, so, you know, something like that. That'd be cool. But like I said, I really wish this game had a spotlight. I would love to just brighten this up like just a little bit and really be able to kind of really like zoom in. Well, not zoom in on it, but just, ooh. kind of like how that looks, but I want more. I have to like I said, that's the thing. Like I have to go out so much just to get like that little bit. I have to basically like unblur the entire background just to get like the little, like the actual the chamber of the gun. Granted, that's way too much. Do that. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just like, man, 0.1 meter. You wouldn't think it would be that big of a difference, but it really is. Let's see. I think I can mess around with this though. I think there is, if I do, no, I don't think field of view. Oh, we do this. Because sometimes this can help if you're doing field of view. Sometimes it'll also screw up your picture because you know it'll definitely change. It'll definitely change kind of the aspect of it because you'll end up going into sort of a fisheye lens type of situation sometimes. It's definitely, once again, if I could get that brighter, I think this would be perfect because I feel like I'm comfortable with the amount of focus. I'm going to get this as a picture. But I feel like I'm comfortable enough with the amount of focus that it has. Maybe we use the light from the background. That does actually help a little bit. Let's see. And you can't really see it. I want to get like the chamber as well. I think that's really good to have like that like little spot of color. I think is important. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like it's just, I feel like I'd be comfortable with this if it was genuinely just a bit brighter. I feel like that's literally the only thing, which is unfortunate. But I'm gonna zoom in, we'll just get super close. Get a good shot here. Yeah, I like that. I love the little, you know, like all the little bits and pieces is really what makes the picture. That's definitely what makes this picture for me. So I like that. Another great thing that this game has to offer, if I can get out of here in time, and I'm dead. So that'll happen from time to time. If you're focusing on other things, you will end up dying. Yeah. I feel like that probably doesn't happen for people with, you know, PS4 Pro or PS5. And I don't know if it happened on PC. And the only reason I'm not doing this on PC, by the way, is because I have to beat the entire game again to go anywhere. Because I hadn't, you know, when I got it on PC, I got it for free like a year after it was out. And it was like, oh, you know, I played through the game. If I do photo mode, typically I was just playing on my PS4. And also my rig, which is what we're on now because I'm doing my console, so I got to be on my rig. Typically, it was just like, oh, you know, like it's not the greatest, really. Like it's fine, but it wouldn't have been like really high end, and I still would have had to beat it anyway. Just to like, I can't even do this in the game. And let me tell you, when you cannot fly, and you go backwards, and you can't do this and like go through and do all your moves and stuff, it's a different game. And boy, oh boy, is it less entertaining to run around and like all you have is just the ability to shoot stuff. Okay. Jeez. Yep. Dang. If I can, there we are. I think we're both about to be hurt by this one. Let's see. Yeah, see, look at that. When he's going in for that melee hit, the wrists get wonky. I think. Something about it, just looking over it makes me laugh. Dearest Susie. He dead. You know what? Just because I said that very stupid thing, that I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm probably going to post it with that exact caption. I never thought of that. Just taking dumb pictures with the vintage filter and just putting silly old-timey captions. I've literally never thought of that. I might start doing that now, because a couple of other games have vintage filters as well. But I've never, like, I've never really found much use for this. Like, personally, I'm like, I don't use like these bottom three. Actually, I don't use like really the bottom four. I think I used the Hiss red filter maybe one time I can truly think of. Hiss neutral is okay, but I typically don't do that because it's really just stuff in the way. And I'm like, even when it's doing like, you know, an action picture or something, is like, I just don't really see it as really useful to have like kind of the sort of the strained look. It's almost like you're looking through a strained eyeball or something, which it would have to be insanely strained to literally look that way. I've never experienced that myself, but hopefully nobody has seen this from their actual vision, because that would be scary. But oh, look at that vibrant red. I like that. But yeah, it was never these filters typically don't get touched. I'm normally like up here with these. I'll probably mess around and get some good noir filter shots today. Every time I do noir, I think of Max Payne, and so I enjoy that, which I cannot wait. Once again, can't wait for Max Payne. Cannot believe they're doing it. Max Payne 1 and 2 being remade, and I know they're going to do a photo mode because that's what they do now. So I don't know how that's going to work with Alan Wake, but I'm so excited for that, especially because they're doing full-on horror, survival horror for that. So I'm excited. I got nothing else for this. That whole concept of taking a picture here was probably a bad idea for me, but we'll see what happens. I'm probably gonna miss, now that I think about it. And hold on a second, I didn't even think of this. There we go. Forgot about that. Okay. Yes, please. Okay, so this will let me just, there we go, immortality. I've totally forgot. I forgot about that. That's what I have on my PC when I do my photo mode. I completely forgot. Just okay. Ooh. Ah man, hold on a second. Oh, no. So okay. Just for, oh my goodness. Just for reference, what I was trying to do there was actually get a picture of the shadow, because I thought that looked great on the wall. I mean, it looks super jacked up now with like the crumbled wall and everything. No, it doesn't work. But that's what I was trying to do there. I was like, oh, hold on, I'd love to get like a cool, shadow picture. These crumbles aren't, that's looking pretty entertaining here. Let's get some crumbles. This up a bit. Yeah, new memes would be great. That'd be cool. Broken clock. For a second, I thought that was another clock, which wouldn't be great. There's a very specific spot where there are a bunch of clocks, and I was like, oh, there's another clock. So that wasn't, that actually has precedence in this game. There's definitely a picture here somewhere. There's one of those super random ones. Nope, too far. Yeah, this is one of those ones that has to be like incredibly blurry, and I don't know why, but for some reason that's just what seems to work to me, at least. For everybody's different, obviously. So nope, I want to, well, hold on a sec, I could do zoom in. Too close. Yes. I just realized another thing that's missing from this. It doesn't have borders. That's what it is. So you can't do, like, I'm a sucker for this because it's that weird thing where anything, when you put black bars on it, it makes it look more cinematic. I don't know why that works, but it works 100% of the time. I'll watch a YouTube video and they'll put the black bars in, and I'm like, it's the dude talking about, you know, podcasting stuff or like streaming equipment, and it's like, well, he's got black bars, so it looks better. And that's it. It's just that movie thing where like you see movies on TV, they gotta have the black bars because it's so big. And it's just like you put black bars in even when it's, you know, just pictures. Same thing. I don't know why, but for some reason, it just poof, automatic cinema, 2 black bars, and that's all it takes. Very odd, but it definitely works that way. Wow, I need a PS5. All right, ooh. In a sec. I can do this right. I probably didn't do that right. He went way faster than I was expecting him to. Well, let's see if we can get something here. Ooh, yeah, that's not gonna work. He gone. But that's not a bad shot. Looks like she's pulling out some martial arts right there. To hit a Mortal Kombat move on you. Your soul is mine. Ah. That's not bad though. Well, that does not work here. I think I like this one. Just a little bit. It definitely looks like she's in a martial arts pose. That's what that looks like. It's like, oh, we need a Jessie mod for Sifu. That's what we need. Get some Jessie martial arts going on. Yep, I like that. Now, see, if you add black bars to that, we'd be like, holy crap, that's cinema. Yeah, I think that's good. Definitely like a martial arts pose for sure. See, they all got that funny face. There we go. Okay, I couldn't tell what was happening with that. I'm like, I feel like I got the focus. It's just really hard to see. There we go. Yes, I don't need a picture of that. I just not gonna need that. I also really like this outfit. This stuttering is utterly astounding. Nope. What is the button? Is it trying? There it is. Okay. I really had to figure out what my button was. It's triangle. Also, where is my C's? Had to make sure that was just my handgun. I was trying to control him, but yeah, I knew as soon as I did that, I was like, he's just gonna die. My stats are way too high for me to like stun people. Like it doesn't work like that. It's funny, I can like barely hear my music, but I can like hear when the beat to the game gets a little bit lower. I can hear like just a little bit of 8-bit music in the back. There you are. Oh yeah, he gone. Oh, he's stuck. All right. Oh, that's not where we want to go. We want to go to the Panopticon. So that's where we're going to meet a friendly NPC that we can get a picture of. Yeah, the random straight headshot was... It's unfortunate. It was unfortunate. And I think... Ah, I forgot. Okay. You know what? We'll keep the costume. I was thinking of changing it. They really should have added that. You can only change... For some odd reason, they made it where you can only change costumes if you go to the executive sector. And you have to, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you have to specifically go to Central Executive, because that's like the very first one that you get. I forgot what it's been so long, I forgot like a lot of the terms and stuff of the game, but like the specific areas that you unlock. Here we go, Panopticon. That's like the very first one you get in the game, and I think that's why they did that. But I'm like, man, that kind of sucks. I really wish they didn't do that, because it would be cool if you could go to any one of those and just change the costume whenever you want. Because I think I have maybe like 5 or 6 of them, because I did pre-order it. So I got like 2 of the DLC ones, or early pre-order ones. You unlock a couple throughout. I think you unlock like 3 or 4 costumes in the game. It's actually very cool. But now that I have the PC version, I was looking at some mods the other day, and I was like, oh, there's like a lot of cool mods here. And people have stuff where you can like change your jacket, and she'll have like cool designs on her jacket, because her regular jacket is just like a plain black jacket.
At least some of you are behaving, my good little buddies.
He's funny. He made me laugh.
I heard about your little tussle over in nostalgia. So, good house cleaning and things will get back to normal, right? Right? I mean, our normal, anyway.
All right, that's cool. That was new dialogue for me. I don't even remember what nostalgia is. It's been that long since I played the game. I would assume it's probably from the DLC, if I'm not mistaken. But in the DLC, he had some parts where he was talking, and I think I made like full clips of him where I was laughing for like 2 straight minutes. Yeah, I didn't actually need to talk to him.
I'll be here, like always.
But Langston's pretty funny. He has an amazing audio. Oh, let me see. I think it was because it was technically saving. Yeah, it was still like in that weird register between not talking and talking. But he has an amazing audio file, and it's so good. It's him doing like poetry, and I wanted to make a video on it, but I had to do like some really weird stuff. Like the stuff he says is like just, it's silly. It's like spoken word poetry, and it's just really funny. That's not what I wanted. See, that's simple. Simple, clean picture. We did the nightmare. Oh, that actually looks kind of weird. Like, I wasn't expecting his lips to be so pink. It makes sense, like that's, your lips are red-ish, pink and stuff. But it just, I was like, oh, red tie, that would be cool. And it's like, oh no, like his skin, and like you can just barely see it in his face. It's weird that they have that like odd distinction in the detail. I think that oddly enough, that kind of speaks to like the technology of video games. Yeah, that was the guy that was telling like his life story over the intercoms in the DLC, and he was talking about, he was just talking for a long effing time, and it was hilarious. But like seeing like the little bit of pink and stuff, I think that's very interesting. You can even see it on his ears. I feel like that speaks a lot to just like video games in general. I didn't really notice it like with her or anything. Like she has like actual red lipstick, so I think that's why it didn't register, because like, well, no, she doesn't. Okay, her lips. I don't know why. In my head, I always thought she had red lipstick. I feel like her lips are darker than his, so maybe she. Yeah, it seems like she has like something on her. I always thought she had red lipstick because her lips are like dark. That looks dark red to me. So like almost like faded red lipstick. That's how I always saw that. That was kind of funny. Maybe she technically doesn't. It just has darker red lips. So that's interesting. Because in my head, I wasn't expecting his lips to like pop out in that way. That's interesting. But now I don't want that picture, because that wasn't in my head. It was literally everything was going to be black and white except for his red tie, and I thought that would be a really cool picture. What site though? Now, sometimes simple pictures like these are really good. Like that's just about as basic as it gets. And I'm really curious about what that thing is in the background. Oh, okay, it's him flashing. That's... I always find that interesting too. There are a lot of video games where, and it was very long. It was incredibly long, but it was hilarious. There are a lot of video games that do that, where you'll pause the game, and I don't know. I don't think it's games that just have photo mode. That's the thing. I think I've experienced it with games without it, and even before photo mode was a thing.
You have cats?
I felt like I
possess 2 canines, sir.
I am more of a reptile person.
Why are they talking like that? Okay, that was weird. Like, clearly that was weird. That was meant to be weird, because I'm like, why are they talking like that? That didn't make sense. And here's a new file.
When it stops being funny,
Oh,
shut up, he'll hear you.
okay, that makes sense now. Because I'm like, that was weird. Why did they just do that? I've never noticed that before. I got a new case file. So, oh, the thermos. Hey, an Alan Wake reference. I love it. I can't believe that's one I missed. That's hilarious. Oh dear, diner coffee thermos. I have to read this because it's Alan Wake. No unique procedures required. Altered status is suspected but unverified. Description / altered effect. A blue coffee thermos with a white plastic cap and a logo of the Oh Dear Diner located in Bright Falls, Washington. The cap doubles as a mug. The item responds to Formula 1. Unless it's Formula 1.16. The spacing on that seems odd to me, so I'm gonna go with Formula 1.16. Yet no discernible altered effect has been discovered, other than keeping liquids warm for surprisingly long periods of time. It's also worth noting that the coffee from the thermos is always refreshing and strong, no matter its quality. People would kill for that sort of coffee mug. People love coffee. I don't really drink coffee like that, except when I just don't want water. Like, and I only do that at work. It's just like, I'm thirsty and it's like, I really don't want water. And I only do it in the morning because technically we have pop, and that's just, none of it's healthy, but you know, it is what it is. Background. The thermos was discovered on the shore of Cauldron Lake, outside the town of Bright Falls. Both are known sites of a recurring AWE. See Bright Falls AWE case file for further information. According to witness statements, Alan Wake, so good. C Prime candidate program entry for further information, who went missing shortly before the discovery of the thermos, had been seen collecting similar thermoses for an unknown. I would assume that has to say for an unknown purpose. What could that possibly say? He had been seen going around collecting similar thermoses for an unknown purpose. The unknown purpose, by the way, is literally just those are the collectibles in the game, which I find that really funny that they reference that. So that's kind of cool. Also, never noticed the robot thing. I think that's literally the first time that's ever happened. I don't know if that was just something I missed, or maybe I don't remember, because it has been 2 years since the game came out. So if I was standing around here and he said something, that'd have been like 2 years ago. That I even remember. That would have been 3 years ago, because this came out in 2019. This didn't come out in 2020. That would have actually been 3 years ago. You know, we're gonna go somewhere else to get ally NPCs. We can go somewhere else for them. But this place should have something. That's weird. I could have sworn that all of these areas still got repopulated. It's funny to go through some of these that I haven't been through in a minute, because I'm like, I could have sworn every time I go through here, I get attacked, but I guess that's not the case anymore. Ooh, okay. I do love this area for its traversal. Oh, maybe it's up here. Nope. Okay, I guess we just don't get attacked anymore. That's interesting. But I always love this area specifically for its traversal. I always thought it was really interesting. All these little things. Yeah, I figured. I don't know why I even checked that. Like, I know it's locked. Oh. You can actually, like, hear the cameras move. There's also an Alan Wake reference somewhere in here. I remember figuring that out after I beat the game. It was something that honestly I saw it on YouTube, and I was like, hold on, I need to go back, because they actually have a page from his book, and it's a cool Alan Wake reference. I also forgot that this is that place where the door has to close before you can go in. And this, for me at least, I felt like this was always a fairly intense area. And the question is, how many enemies are actually... Oh, that's why. That's why it's so intense. I'm gonna assume they're shooting me. Yeah, okay. I'm like, I've heard. Well, hold on. Maybe not. Oh. Love the destruction that thing causes. And I would love it if they found an answer, or if they gave us an answer for what that thing truly is, because you can't kill it. It just is. It's a thing. It is just like chaos incarnate. It's just, speed this up. Whoa, too fast. It's just a thing. It's just like a blob of, well, it's not a blob because these are technically cubes, but it looks like a blob in a sense. Bits and pieces just moving and doing nothing but causing chaos. Definitely one of my favorite things about the whole game, because it really is just this. Like, you cannot destroy it. Hold on a second. That was actually kind of sweet. See, this is one of those things where I'm like, man, I wish every game had like a debug mode where you could be like invincible and like record videos. I would have loved to have gotten like an actual video of that thing going past and pulling out all the drawers. That would have been like an amazing shot. But that's the type of stuff, like, that's why I was like, man, I wish every game you could just do like debug mode. I would love to do that. Like, if I could make trailers for video games, I would love to do that. Because as far as most games are concerned, like, you can do, I've actually done a couple of videos. That is not really what I meant to do, but you can like make videos obviously from the photo mode. I've done a couple that I really enjoy. I actually made a few based off of the audio files in the game. I've made, well, these guys can fly, so I don't. I genuinely, no, that's crazy. Another thing I've never noticed before was, here we go. I've been waiting to do that this whole time. I've never noticed them shooting this thing before, ever. Like, I've never noticed that. And maybe it's because I've always been running around, so, you know, I've been avoiding it and kind of charging at them, so maybe that is why. Okay, gonna try to double up on this. I love when I pause it, everything goes silent, and it's just like, a nice chill tune in the background. See, I love how they do this. Like, it's just this super tiny thing with just its own pseudo gravitational pull, I guess. Like, I wouldn't know how to really express it. Also, it has this, I think it's because I'm caught in the explosion. That's why we have like this weird like effect, you know, like around the edges of everything, which I don't particularly like. So I'm gonna get out of this and see if I can get a better shot. I know I just dashed. Okay. But that's interesting. It seemed as though he actually was doing a little bit of damage there. Oh, hey. Okay, so you can like technically damage it, I guess, but you can't kill these things. It is very fascinating. I mean, it literally emits its own light as well. Like, it's just mysterious and has its own pull, and I love it. I love like this. It's genuinely like the only thing in the whole game that's not actually explained, which is kind of funny. It's like the one true mystery of the entire game. It's just like an entity from the other dimension, and that's really all it is. You can't stop it. It's the Terminator. Like, it doesn't think, it doesn't breathe. Like, it just kills. All right, we're gonna get out of here. I do like the creepy factor. It's one of the few things in this game that I think has like genuine like horror, a genuine horror factor to it compared to like most of the stuff in the game. And I always liked it for that. The only other part would probably be like her head is like too far down. Also, this actually is another creepy part. All their eyes are all open. Nobody's eyes are closed. Like if you go to photo mode, everyone's eyes are just wide open. I always thought that was an extra little creepy thing, which they probably did on purpose because they just look dead when their eyes are open and they're just floating like that. They just look dead, and it's really weird. But I've definitely always thought that too. Like, okay, just wide open. Eyes wide open. I mean, he just kind of looks bored, but sometimes they look dead. Like he genuinely just looks like, oh man, like my shoe's untied. Like that's how he looks, but like she looked dead. Like, you know, she gone. You know, it's everybody looks different with her eyes open, I guess. I did not mean to go that high up. There are other characters. There's some spots where the characters are like better to get pictures of. I'm all sideways and stuff. What up? Oh no, I'm too far. That's what's happening. Okay, because I'm like, hold on, something's not right. I'm just too far to get over there. Yeah, there are definitely some areas where they're floating, but they're like closer together. I've taken a few pictures that I like a bit more, and you can't interact with them either. They're just there. They float. Oh, you can do that. I genuinely don't know if I've ever done that before, because why would I? That's effed up. But that's interesting. Well, every time I play this, I swear I learn some new stuff, because like I've never had a reason to be like, can I like, you know, basically kill the people? I've always hated that door. I've always hated that it had to do both, because that has to completely close before I can go here. Is it loading? What's happening here? Okay, maybe it was loading. But yeah, I've never done that before, so it's funny. I'm still learning a bunch of random stuff. Like, yeah, you can do that if you want to. If you want to be a total monster, you can, I guess. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm getting super thirsty. And we're gonna switch when we leave from here. There we go. We're actually gonna shoot over. Well, we'll do it now, but we're gonna shoot over to the executive area, and I will change my clothes because I'm either gonna do her regular outfit, or I'm probably gonna end up doing my favorite, which is I think it's called the asynchronous suit, which you get when you fight the evil version of Jessie. It's literally just her name backwards, and you go into like this mirror dimension. You go into a mirror. It's definitely like one of my favorite parts of the whole game. And I wish they had, that's another part that's like pseudo horror based, because I think it's just really creepy. It's super creepy actually, because it's one of those things where you go through, and I wish I could remember it like verbatim, but going through the first part is like, okay, you do like this little mystery, and it's like, okay, let me try to figure out what's happening. And then you go through the mirror, which then itself is already like a really interesting element. And then it's like, oh, let me solve like this little mystery after I get through this section. And then you start feeling like something else is here. And there's only like 3 little things that you do, but you know that some stuff is happening. Yeah. And then you unlock this because that's what she's wearing. And then you beat her and you get this amazing suit. I think that's the best suit in the whole game, personally. But you know, the director suit is cool. Is this what the, okay, so that's her normal hair. But like, yeah, like some of these costumes, like that changes her hair. I think civilian is her her basic outfit. Janitor, she keeps her hair. Expedition, she changes. Director, she changes. The astral dive suit is very different. Not my favorite personally, but you know, I do like the difference, but it's never been like my favorite. That one's cool. Never really got pictures of it. That one I like because of course it's her in like the regular outfit, and you get that during a very, what does that even mean? Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what just happened there, but it just said OBS Studio disconnected and then reconnection successful. So I want to go ahead and double check this because I don't know what in the world just happened there. I'll have to see. I'm testing to see if it actually tracks on. Okay, it's still track. All right. I just had to see because I had to look at like my little thing to make sure like the menu is actually going up and down, and it is. So thank goodness for that, because I don't know what just happened there. But poof, disconnected, reconnected. So fortunately we're good. I think we're like good. So that was all right. That's something. But either way, I went through like the whole thing. I didn't plan on going through like the whole stuff about the costumes, but hey, I'm gonna be back. I'll be back real quick. Actually, oh, I didn't even set this up. I forgot to set up my little thing. So it's just loading. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'd never had that happen before. I think there's a couple things that I think happen because I'm on like my computer rig instead of on my laptop, which I did figure out a remedy. I meant to mention this. I probably did actually during Kirby, but I did end up getting a splitter for the HDMI. So that way I can actually connect my laptop to whatever console I'm using, and then I can actually play it off of the TV as well, and then actually still have my, because right now when I use the rig I have to use my monitor, my second monitor that I have. So now with the, you know, we're just gonna, that's not what I wanted. We're gonna do that just so I have the costume. But now that I have the splitter, I'll be able to basically do what I'm doing with the console and just use my laptop as my screen, and then still have a feed go directly to the TV, because I prefer playing on the TV.
Is Hiss. Just happens to find the secret Hiss entrance and close it. How convenient.
What you say, bitch? Like, don't make me use my powers in this place where I can't use my powers. You can't even fly in here. I always thought that was super weird. You can't dash or anything. It's like the weirdest thing. I don't know why they made it that way.
It'll blow the lid off this whole thing. Finally, the Bureau really will be in control.
All right, I'll be right back. I have no idea what pictures are randomly going to show up because I don't think I actually set up my be right back screen, but let's find out. Oh, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. I think I might have control set up. I certainly don't. And I have to delete that picture. I took that because there's either like a text in there or something. I don't remember what it was. In that Guardians of the Galaxy picture, it was either like a typo. I think there was a typo or something, because I played the game before I had done any updates. That game has a lot of bugs in it when you first play it. Before you do any updates, there was a lot of weird stuff that was happening in that. Like, I found out that Mantis was in the game, and she was literally on my ship when I first started the game, and she was like behind some boxes, and I'm like, I don't think she's supposed to be here, and she definitely wasn't. And then there was another person that was on my ship that also wasn't supposed to be there, like hours later, and I wasn't the only person that got that glitch. And it was just funny. It was like just random stuff would happen in the game, and I'm like, there's a lot of glitches in this. But Guardians of the Galaxy, fantastic game. But either way, I'll be right back. So enjoy some Guardians of the Galaxy. I think only that one picture was the weird typo thing. Other than that, everything's just some cool pictures. So definitely enjoy. Typos. All right, so we are back. Also, totally forgot my laptop was just like right there. I had to get a bunch of files off of that, and that was just something I randomly noticed while I was sitting back down. Actually, you know what? Well, I don't know how loud this would be. Let's see. Oh, I don't even have it. Dang. I was gonna play like my old streaming song, but I forgot that the whole back and forth when it comes to the Stream Deck and also OBS is very interesting. You will go through a lot of random issues with that. Excuse me. Like transferring files and stuff. It's really complicated. Like going through, you think you would just like transfer stuff over and then it's like, okay, it's basically the new updated version. And that is not the case. If you take a file from one computer to the next and it's basically, man, he's just pushing me out the way. And it's basically just an updated version. You have to redo everything. So like if I, like just the scene that we have now, it's just the game, me, and then like my little Invisiblekatana thing. If I did something else, like even if it wasn't on this, if it was like the start screen or be right back screen, if I had to, thank you. If I had to redo that, or change something up on my laptop and then transition it over here, but you know what? We will actually, I always get lost in this room.
Can't believe the emergency rations.
There we go.
Thirsty.
So weird. I can jump, but they won't just let you do the not the glide, but the float, I guess. But if I have to transfer something over, everything like resets. So I would still have to like match up all my pictures, and it's like, okay, I'm using the same picture and stuff like that, and it's technically in the same place, but if you bring over like a new scene from another computer, you have to reset everything. Like all your images and stuff, you have to like choose where they are again. If you have music, you have to choose where it's at. I think I got that one already. How did I even... I'm fairly certain I have that one. I have to be like... Okay, I got that one. I don't know how the F I managed to get that one, but somehow I got that one. So it's fine. Very odd. How did I get up there? That's funny. Anyway, when you do the transfer stuff, it's really weird how you have to reset everything. And the same goes for the Stream Deck. If I change one thing and I'm like, all right, I'll make that like the updated version of the file, and I bring it to like my laptop or vice versa to the rig, I have to reset everything. I have to like pick where all the sound effects go and all that stuff. And I realized, I was like, oh, if I do an update, I cannot do that anymore. I just have to do the update on either the computer or my laptop, and then just do the exact same update on the other thing that I'm using, which fortunately I'm transitioning everything over to the laptop. Now that I have my splitter, everything is going to be done through the laptop officially, which is fantastic for me. But that was just a random thing that popped into my head. It's like a random little bit of annoyance. All right, good. I saw that. Hey, we got some buddies. Nope. Triangle. Boop. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. I had to get somebody shooting. Excuse me. Also, let me do that. There we go. I just move it over there. Oh, perfect timing. Not really perfect timing. I don't know why I said that, but we're gonna switch the battery. Switch the controllers out. Funny thing is, I was charging this controller the whole time when I was doing my setup, but it turned out that... Oh, man. Well, I should be fine either way. Let's see. Yep, we're good. I was charging it, but for some odd reason, my cords are like apparently both the cords, or maybe it's just my PlayStation controllers, I don't know. But I have to like lean them on the actual thumbsticks. So, and I was looking at the light to make sure. But I thought that was weird. I was like, oh, it's like I think technically he just shot me. He's fired. But that's okay. I got in the way. I will allow it. Doop, doop, doop. Interesting. It's not something I ever even thought of. Like, did they make it where your allies could shoot you? It makes sense because technically speaking, the allies are the same as the enemies, and I think they just register it basically as you don't take damage when it's coming from an ally gun, but like the animation stuff is still there. So that's kind of funny. But I think I kind of don't want the tip of the gun because it looks weird. Like it looks like it's glowing, but it's not like right at the point of firing. And I feel like, you know, that kind of just looks like the aftermath of smoke. And I don't think you can catch it in this game because I tried to do that a couple of days ago when I was on my PC. I don't think you can actually capture directly when they shoot the bullets like you can in a lot of other games. I think it's so quick. It's literally like boom, you see the flash. It's almost like real life. Like you, unless you can capture it at a perfect moment, and I really suck at it, which is possible because I actually don't do that very often to try to get a lot of NPC shots with them actually firing. If I do that, typically it's just me getting a picture of the actual character. So it's not really, let's see, I love that. Like that super vibrant red. Like if you had more red, I would do it, but it's like just the one, you know, the two lines, and he also has the tie. Yeah, I'd probably like it a bit more. That's way too bright. I thought the noir might work a little bit. It would have to be at an angle because it's just literally just a glowing tip. You can't even see like the actual like barrel, or well, you can see the barrel, but you can't see like down the barrel. That's not bad, but I don't think I like it enough. And I think in this case, I think vibrant really works. I think I'm gonna go with a vibrant shot for this. Like, see, I feel like if you can't see the whole front of the gun, it works a lot better because that literally just looks like a flashlight is like right at the end of it, and it throws it off a little bit for me at least. Excuse me. So I don't think I want the whole thing. So if I show it, it'll probably be like that tiny little bit, but then that starts to fill off. So I might. You know what? I don't mind that because you can see the glow from everything else. So like to see like the point of exit for the glow, or technically the origin of where like that vibrant glow is coming from, I think that's actually okay. So we'll stick with that one. Bring our focus distance in. Actually, this is what I always do. Like I always do the focus distance, and then I'm like, I should just do the aperture. That always helps me way better to see where it's actually focused at, because when you do it with no aperture, like you can't actually see the difference. Like everything is in focus. So it's like you have to bring down the aperture. And it's like I always do that because it's always first. Like I think in pretty much every game, the focus distance is always first. But it's like you can never tell because every game pretty much always starts the aperture maxed out. So like every game does that where like you're like, okay, let me bring the focus distance in, and then you're like, I can't actually see what's in focus. I have to do this like in every freaking game. I always find that interesting. I think just about every game does that, and it's always just kind of funny to me. So I can't do that. Oh, that really changed it. I mean, like right outside the smoke. Still was okay. So I have to be aware of exactly where we are because we'll still be within the either inside or outside of the plume of the bullet, or like the muzzle flash. Technically, it's not really the bullet doing that. Okay. That's another thing with this one, because some games will let you, when you turn off the thing, you can still do the range of the you can still actually mess with stuff. And this one you can't. You can only move the camera around. But like I can't, you know, like I can't do that and like refocus it and stuff like that without it being in the way. I do like being able to see like the little piece on the shoulder though. That's not bad. No, that actually like counter of what I want. Man, it's crazy. Like, it's kind of the same issue I had with the other picture with the guy, where it's like the shoulder piece is super in focus. I go one further where I bring it in, and it's like, okay, I can see the goggles are a bit more in focus, but because it's that curve, it's not, it doesn't feel like it's enough to me personally. Like, that clearly you can see like everything's in focus compared to what it was before. So interesting. That's actually not bad though. I feel like it's not as subtle as it was that first time, so I think I'm fine with just having it there. And that was good. I like this one. It's not too shabby. And I definitely like these guys. I think I did get a really good picture with the just the red, because they definitely have it's so vibrant. It works really well with them. And I do think that's, glad I didn't actually exit out of that, but I do think that's a really good thing for them. It's just that it's like, it's so little, like they would need a little bit more for it to really, for me to enjoy it more, at least. I'm sure there's some people who really like it. For me personally, I feel like it's just too little, like just a little bit too, like if it was on both sides, maybe like there's a little bit of red on that side to kind of balance it out. I just feels like there's not enough red on them to really make it like pop like I would truly want it to. This, however, very randomly being here is not too bad. Let's see if I can. Okay. Yeah. Both. Oh. Aperture. Yeah. All right. See, I like that. That's like a super random thing. I find that there's a surprising amount of detail like in this mini little flag. Like I feel like I can see between so many of the little like tufts or whatever you tassels, I guess. I don't know what you would really call like the actual ends there. But I feel like I can see through so many of them that this is an interesting bit of detail. Okay. Never realized that was called Dude Bro. Dude Bro cigarettes. Once again, learning more and more each day about this game. Okay, let's see. Oh, I know there's a picture here. There it is right there. There's probably a couple pictures here. Like I could, you could focus on a lot of different things with this. I'm gonna get this one. There we go. That's 1 meter. There we go. Too pixelated. Doesn't work. All right, the last picture was good anyway. I like that. Not what I was expecting to get, but definitely fine with that. That was good. What was he even shooting at? Oh. Okay. So this is without a doubt the best thing you can possibly control in the whole game, because it actually heals you. And I don't know what that little burp was. But it's also very interesting to like look inside this thing. I guess it's technically just red on the inside, and that's it. It kind of reflects itself. It doesn't really reflect anything else. It kind of seems like it does, and I guess in a way it does, but the closer you get, the more red you see, because you're actually getting to the actual inside of it, which is so crazy to look at. But I love that thing. It's helped me through quite a few battles. If you can seize it, I highly recommend it. And it also, once you seize it or destroy it, it obviously stops enemies from being healed. And now my allies have the plus sign because they're the ones being healed. If I could, dang, I missed it. I'm trying to get, I actually saw in the background, I did get someone like with like perfect amount of, oh, dang. See, like, I mean, that's not bad, but I saw like the big flash. But this is definitely better. This is definitely much, much better. I'm gonna remove myself just in case I'm somewhere I can't actually register. Yeah, I feel like I like Vibrant for this a lot. Yeah, okay. All right, I'll stick with no filter for this one. Do oh, that right there. That's perfect for me. I can get some other stuff. Actually, no, I think that was the one. I think that was genuinely it. I could probably get a good side shot. That's basically getting the same picture I just had. Alternate side. Which I don't hate either. All right, that's not bad. Let's see, what's how long we've been going for? What the F? Oh, it's her. Well, if she's here, then I guess I might as well get a picture of her. Just have to, there we go. Crazy character. I remember the first time I actually got a picture of her is when I realized she has heels. So that's an interesting little thing. She's got heels. I also don't remember the name of this creature, but as you can see, it's definitely not. This is definitely not the creature that you mess with. That is 100%. I really wish that thing wasn't like moving the way that it was. I wish it was like out of the picture. We'll see what happens if I can actually do it, but I don't think it'll. Yeah, I'm like, I figured it wouldn't make enough of a difference. Dang, I still don't have this whole thing in frame. Actually, she also has like her own weird. That's her stuff because she becomes invisible and everything. So it's got to maneuver around that as well. Dang, you got like two. You got like this giant ball effect, and then her personal like invisibility cloak effect thing going on, and I'm trying to like maneuver around both to see what I can do. Because I think if I zoom in, it's just zooming in on what already is. That's not what I meant to do anyway. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, terrifying, but also fancy is very accurate. I can definitely see like the tiniest little bit of extra distance there. Okay. It right there. I think that right. Yep, there we go. Yeah, if that was gone and it was like just her in the middle and it was emptier, I would love this picture a whole lot more. It's definitely I mean, I'm immortal, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And you know what? This is, yeah. Actually, I just thought of that. Sorry to take you down, but you're in the way of my pictures. So there's actually like two versions because there's this version. Oh, that's really cool. I don't think that's gonna work. But there's this version, and then there's another version that basically shoots like a straight up laser beam that I believe is much lighter than this version of her. That is not what I wanted. I just wanted to see how far back that would go, but yeah, that's where it gets to like that ridiculous view of things. Actually, there we go. So this one, yeah, all right. Yeah. And that's why you always hide your, if you don't want a picture of your character, I always recommend hiding them unless you like know for sure. But if you were even remotely facing your character, always hide them, because I wouldn't have noticed that. But like that was exactly what I did. I didn't notice it until I hit the button. I was like, oh, something disappeared. So I was definitely in the way. So if you're ever, you know, kind of getting a picture around your character, or at least in their specific direction, highly recommend just like going through and, you know, getting your character out of the picture. I say it looks like she's doing a ballet move. It definitely does in this, but I would say that is probably more a result of the floating. And she does always put up one leg. Because this is definitely the darker version. There's a lighter version, and that's the one that does like basically a full-on actual like laser beam. Both very fascinating. Definitely much like the orb that like cannot be destroyed at all. Definitely like some of the more fascinating creatures in the game. Like I said, I didn't realize that it was actually a person transformed for an incredibly long time, because I didn't realize that they had heels. I didn't realize that like it's a woman that just has heels. Actually, you know what? If I don't kill this thing, it's gonna actually like hurt people. Now that I think about it, like this. What did I just shoot? You can also seize them. Yeah, you can seize any enemy, actually, as long as you damage them enough. Pink. And I think I have it set to like 3 enemies at a time or something. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. Gotcha. Still a little difficult to track. She mostly goes through invisibly. Oh, I guess they killed all of them. Wait. He gone. Man, I wish I had been able to go through, because there is a day for Altered April that was the mailroom, and these would have been a decent chunk of pictures to have like the chaos of the mailroom going on. So all these NPC bodies around. Yeah, that's one thing about this game. Oh, his head is like caved in. Oh man, that is one thing about this game. When they do like the gross body part stuff, they actually do it pretty well. Because like I couldn't tell. I thought he was just dead and leaning over, and then it's like, okay, you know, he's got like the jaw hanging and stuff, and then it's like, oh no, his head is like actually caved in. That's messed up. This dude's mouth is like ripped open. Like they have some gross stuff in here, but it's typically on like a lot of the NPC stuff that you kind of have to look for it, which once again, I don't think you could even, I mean, I'm sure you could probably move the camera angle around, but I wouldn't have noticed that. Same thing. Well, this is actually like the same dude. Yeah, that's the same guy. But same thing. I wouldn't have really noticed that like with them being like right here on the ground or anything. So there's that. And I would highly recommend finishing the game. I mean, it's got 2 DLC, if I'm not mistaken. So it's the, well, I don't remember what the first one called, but the second one was the AWE expansion. And so I always called it the Alan Wake expansion because you could call it that if you wanted to. So that's just what I called it because it made the most sense. Even though that's technically not what it was. Oh, I thought she'd be able to kind of slip through that one. Crazy. Oh. I think I can get a picture of that, and that might be all right. In fact, might be able to just kind of get a bunch of pictures. Oh, let's see. Well, he's gone. I think it. Oh well. It's really only 3? Holy crap! I could have sworn it was like 5 or 6. That's interesting. Okay. Once again, been a long time since I played. I didn't realize it was genuinely only 3. Well, let's see if I can do this right. Okay. Once again, something I've genuinely never thought of even remotely doing before is seeing if I could. But yeah. See, sometimes neutral doesn't work. Like, I think no filter here is much better than neutral in this because it almost feels like there's more of a filter where it kind of makes things more orange to me. So sometimes it doesn't have its place. You never know. Ooh. I should work with the bombs and get some pictures noir. That's also interesting. If you catch it like at the right level, which I think that was the last one I shot. So if you catch it like in the very beginning, it still has like just enough like red inside of it to actually be affected by the nightmare filter. That is very interesting. No filter. Do the usual and just that. Bring it on in. I don't know if I really need to see his face at all. I don't know, like the dead expression on his face kind of ruins it if I like actually have his face in the picture. But I also feel like you get way more lighting on that side, which is unfortunate. I think I can work with this. Let's see. There's so much glow from the actual bombs that I think with the aperture being the way that it is, it actually affects it a lot more than most of the other pictures. So even if I'm in like the right kind of the position I want to be in, the glow from them based on the level of aperture really changes the picture because it's spreading a lot further. This is an interesting one. I like it. It's not exactly what I wanted. Like it's definitely something I'm gonna work with for sure. Because that was, once again, random stuff I've never bothered to do. Like, why would I be shooting the bombs and seeing if they stick to the bodies that are just floating around? I wouldn't. But random things you can find out. So okay, well, we'll count that as a failure. Okay, just to see what this really looks like up close. Also, that's very cool. There's a lot of great animations with that gun. Like, and that actually, funny enough, when it shoots off, when it's like that, that's pretty much how the shotgun version of the gun looks. I think it's like got like one extra little slot. It's a little bit longer, but that's basically what the shotgun version of the gun looks like. There's a lot of really cool animations with this thing. I've seen some really cool stuff, and each version of the weapon. Oh my goodness, the stutter on this game is that's out of control. It's just every time. Like I said, it's like your basic. You got like the I do like actually watching the explosion. Okay. Once again, something else I never did. I've never shot those just to see how long they take. Random types of things that you gain out of photo mode. And even that, came like just now, an hour, an hour and a half in. So even that is like just popped into my head. Although I haven't really been shooting a lot of people, I've mostly just been trying to get like up close shots anyway, so that'll be another reason why. But there's all sorts of random things that you really look at when it comes to photo mode. I forgot about this room. We're good. You know what? Let's move that out the way. That is not what I wanted to do at all. Let's go over here. Also not what I wanted to do. I was really only doing that because I just wanted to, like, just in case, let me move the stuff around from the background. I probably didn't even need to bother with that, but I really just wanted to get a shot of the computer anyway. I got the DLCs, all of Alan Wake and Quantum Break. Yeah, I would highly recommend playing through all of them. Of course, I would say you probably, if you're already in Control, it's not like you have to play them in order, but it helps. And of course, that thing is off, so that is not going to work for this picture. Probably do that one. But I was going to say, like, if you're in Control, technically speaking, you don't have to start with Alan Wake. It's just the first one. So you can actually read this. I was curious. Internet usage rules. Internet is not for social media use. No FBC materials of any kind may be scanned or uploaded. FBC email addresses are for work-related correspondence only. Level 5 clearance required to access internet. If a cubicle's black rock shell gets damaged, vacate it immediately and alert Dr. Tomasi. He's dead now. If you notice any text in your work that you do not recall writing, vacate your cubicle immediately and alert Dr. Tomasi. Mr. Tomasi. Sorry, I think I said doctor the first time. Do not connect internal comm devices to the network. Printer is for communications department use only. Altered items are forbidden in the cubicles. Notify security of any breaches immediately. They may require internal lockdown. If you're not far in, well, once again, it's kind of irrelevant which one you actually start with. It's just that you'll, that's not bad, but I don't know if I like it. Okay, they're not all on top. All right, because that would have changed things. Because if all of these were exactly the same and like the flag was always on top, I would have left and like reset this room and come back because that would have been a cool picture. But since they're different anyway, we'll just go ahead and get like a network disconnected, and we'll just do it from a distance. I actually like this picture with everything in focus because you can see the one in the back. It kind of makes it look like a mirror almost. I'm gonna get this, but that kind of makes me want to take a picture of some of the other ones where the flag isn't on top. Because if we can get 3 in a row where the flag isn't on top, it might actually be fine. Although I think I screwed up like all the other rows, so I might not be able to do that. But I think that'd be cool. So, oh, that's not bad either. That's just a simple one, but I really like how this one looks. It's like your very simple type of picture. It's just a simple picture, but I like it. But as far as the games and like an order for them, it doesn't really matter. You'll just get more references if you play Alan Wake first, because there's stuff in that game that gets referenced in this, and I should be fine with that. But there's stuff that happens in there, as you saw. Like I picked up that file, and it was like, oh, here's a thing that was specifically in Alan Wake, and it was just a reference. Plus the DLC. Actually, that's the one thing that I would recommend is playing Alan Wake before you play the DLC, or at least the second DLC, because that specifically ties into the Alan Wake stuff. And if you were to do it, I would say, I mean, the order is Alan Wake, Quantum Break, Control. But if you were to do it, Quantum Break is without a doubt like the most separated one. They do have references to Alan Wake though in that game as well, but it's literally like technically there's 2 references, because they reference Alan Wake himself, like because you go through a college and like he's on the board like for a lesson that they were teaching, because he's a very famous author. So he's on the board, and even the main character is like, oh, Alan Wake, like I like his books. And then there's another reference where there are people playing the actual Alan Wake video game. So that was just like a secondary, extra cheeky reference. But that's really it, about that. And then they have a part where one of the characters is wearing the shirt of the old gods of Asgard. And that, of course, technically started in Alan Wake. So you could count that as a reference to Alan Wake as well, because Alan Wake, of course, started the universe that the 3 games are within. So kind of everything, if it references something that started in Alan Wake, I count it as a reference to Alan Wake. So even though the old gods of Asgard are like in the universe, technically it started in Alan Wake. So for me, it counts as an Alan Wake reference. And I was so jealous when I saw that too, because I played the game and I was like, oh, he has like an old gods of Asgard shirt. And that would, oh, I didn't even think of this. Ooh. Oh, that actually looks very 70s with the neutral filter. That's actually kind of cool. Yeah, I would say, if you're following my recommendation, the main thing is remembering the stuff from Alan Wake when you get to that second DLC. Like you could technically play through Quantum Break and Control all the way up to that final DLC and you're perfectly fine. But I would definitely say, since you haven't beat any of them, you could do Alan Wake. You could technically do it last and then do the DLC, the second DLC of Control last. And that would just be, like I said, for the fact that it would be like right in your brain. You would remember exactly what happened in Alan Wake and the references would connect a little better. Because when I was playing it, literally like they referenced the character throughout the DLC that was in the main game, but it had been so long. I think I played that DLC like right before I did my live streams of Alan Wake. I like this too. I like all these for this. But I'd played that DLC and I hadn't played the game in nearly 10 years. Like when I did like that 10-year anniversary stream for those games, that was after I'd played the DLC. This I love. That's really great. So when I did that, it was like, oh, after replaying the game, that's when I realized like, oh, that's what they were referencing. Cause I was like, I couldn't remember when I was playing the actual DLC. I was like, I don't remember like at all any of this stuff or who this character is and like what they're saying, because I couldn't remember anything because it had been nearly 10 years. Granted, if it hasn't been that long, then I think you'd be fine. But even at this point, it was like, like I would say that would probably be the best way to do it. You can play through Quantum Break and then Control, or finish Control if you want to. I would say do Quantum Break first and then go to Control, because they were made off the same engine. and I think Control is, I definitely think Control is better than Quantum Break. But even just combat wise, I think Control is a bit more entertaining. I mean, well, now that I think about it, that's interesting. I never truly compared the two games. Ooh, high jump. There's really nothing in here. I don't know why I actually came in here. Like, there's nothing in this room. Probably get a picture of the TV of the computer. But I would definitely say, you know, you could easily go in order, and it's really just the DLC that you would have to worry about connecting together as far as, you know, references and stuff. Okay. That's okay. That all right. I think he has the rocket. Yep. Not what I thought he was gonna do, but we'll get a picture of that. Because I was waiting. I'm like, okay, let's watch him shoot the rocket at the other enemies. And instead he decided to run over there and give him the boot. So and his messed up wrist. He is so purple. I guess when you take over, that's what happens. It's just the dead expression, just like, Yeah, I don't think I need a picture of this. That wasn't the action that I was going for when trying to take him out. Yep, okay. Never know. Oh, okay. I might do it. Never mind. Wait. I'm definitely trying to wait. He looks completely frozen. I know. Are you good? Of course. All right. Whole effing time. I was waiting for him to do that so I could try to see if I could get a picture of him right as the rocket launched. And then he shoots after, like, basically I already killed the dude, then he shoots a rocket after. Like, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. You've helped so much. So much. This has got to be one of the best parts of the whole game, is when you get the ability to float and you can come all the way up here. I thought that was such a cool moment where it was like, wow, there's a lot that you have to wait to do in this game. And I feel like I cheated the system on something here. I can't remember if it was here or if it was somewhere else. There was somewhere where I kind of cheated the system. Actually, I think there were a couple of parts where I kind of messed with the game a little bit to get to places I really wasn't supposed to get to yet because of how the physics work. Maybe it was the height. Maybe that's what it was. Because I think me going as high as I do, it's been so long, I can't really remember the specifics, but I feel like there's definitely something where, like, I wasn't supposed to be able to go up as high as I was, and I managed to get to like a nice portion beforehand. Also, when those red lights pop up, they're supposed to show up right when those red lights show up. Okay, let's see if we can get this right. Come on now. Right over there, just shoot over there. He's right there. Just shoot. Oh crap. All right, well, didn't see that one coming. Also, that missile, clearly you can see the actual fire trail, clearly curved right around the corner like wanted, and is about, I mean, it's gonna miss and hit the wall, or it's gonna, who knows if my hitbox is technically big enough. It might blow up right now and it might hit me. I don't know if it know, but okay, you know. Didn't want a rocket coming at me. Didn't realize the guy had a rocket either. Didn't realize it was another one of him. But boy, oh boy, he loves just playing the statue game. I don't understand that. Like, if he can shoot me, you can shoot him. I'm just trying to get like a picture, and this dude just is standing there doing nothing. Smoky Western blend, always with you like your best friend. Insert the exact amount of nickels, dimes, and quarters. All right, let's see what happens. All right. You're gonna shoot? You're gonna... Oh my goodness. I just saved your life. Please shoot this guy. I was so shocked that it went off, I didn't even pause it, right? Like, it just didn't even, like... I wasn't even waiting for him to actually shoot. I just... Oh, okay. He's gonna die soon anyway. He's about to drop. Yep. Okay. No. Yeah. I don't even... There's so... Oh, crap. Where are you going? I can't trust these guys to, like, get me a picture at all. And he keeps running up to do melee attacks. Like, he'll back up for an eternity, but won't have to... fantastic. All right. I'm just... That's just annoying. So we're just gonna go ahead and just wipe them all out. In fact, I'm just gonna wildly shoot explosive bombs off, and we'll see what happens. There we go. I'm gonna give this dude a shot. I think I killed everybody else, so I guess, yes. I was just thinking, like, it's probably pointless. There's a dude with the caved-in head again. For a second, I thought there was a bat next to him, and I'm like, I've never seen a bat at all in this entire game. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Like, they'll shoot at me, but he just wouldn't shoot. Like, it didn't make any sense. I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, just shoot a rocket, back up 100 million feet, still do nothing, just aiming. And it's like, what is going on here that he just won't effing shoot? Still really weird that they do not let you just float.
Oh, I can't believe the emergency rations don't include beer. Fucking thirsty.
B. That's a Simpsons reference when they went to Australia. It's one of my favorite scenes in The Simpsons. Marge just wanted a coffee. She's like, can I get a coffee? And he was like, beer? It's like, no, coffee. Beer. I want a coffee. Beer.
I haven't had a moment to think about the mold since the hiss appeared. I wonder if Dr. Underhill is doing all right.
I think.
Allowed us to contain the swamp. Can't let them down.
Thought they were gonna have a conversation. I want to hear that.
Hello, Jesse.
My favorite partner in the whole building. No offense to the other people that help out, but she's the best. She's the best. She also clearly gets talked to by the house or something in some way, shape, or form. Because in the DLC, she was like, something just told me to meet you here. And I was like, fascinating. Fascinating. Cool. Actually, maybe with the clipboard isn't a bad idea. That she does have the clipboard like the entire game. It actually would feel weird to not have the clipboard showing. She's always jotting down like the new things and all that stuff. So, am I in the way? No, it's the table that's in the way. Dang. Can't get like the exact position. Well, no, that's good. That's good right there. It's always hard to do like that. Minute, I think right there. Trying to get like her eyes. That's really what I was trying to go for, is like really like get her eyes in focus, which yeah, the aperture is all the way up, so that's the best I can really do about that. Unless I zoomed all the way in, and I don't want to. I like the positioning of this, because sometimes you can mess that up if you don't do it first and you like try to zoom in and get like the exact spot where like their eyes are and all that. Like it can mess up your picture. And that's a lot easier to do in real life than it is in the video games. Like it's much easier to be like, oh, I'm not in perfect focus, let me just right on the eyes, all right, got that, and then you just zoom back out. It's way easier to do that in real life than it is in video games, because that junk can mess you up. All right, I noticed that the other day, is that they're like, oh well, you can't jump up, but there are a bunch of pictures. I would assume these are all the other directors, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, so that's the last director, and like where there's the cloth, that's technically where Jesse would be at, which is interesting that there isn't a picture there, because when you get the gun in the game, all the pictures do change to you. All the director pictures around the building change to you, except for the areas in the DLC, which I thought was definitely like one of my favorite little bits of detail that they put into the game, where
The planet isn't round or flat. It's obviously a non-Euclidean rhombus.
Rhombus. I totally lost my train of thought, but the old sector, which we can actually go to, and then it was investigations. This sector like didn't change with the rest of the house. So when you get your stuff, the pictures haven't changed. And I think technically it might not be, maybe it's not all the director pictures, but I know that there are some images of like the old director still around. Like it's pictures of him like with other people. But I feel like there were some other pictures kind of like that, where like the actual director area where it has all the different people. I think there are some pictures like that in this area that didn't end up changing like the rest of the game. Can I? Thank you. Because that was kind of like the whole point of this area, was that it was still like, dang, destroyed him. I wish I could pull that. Thought that was gonna be the end, so I was like, cool, I can just take out like a couple dudes, and then I can move on to the next little segment. Oh, he's got a little shotgun. Look at him. All right, let's get him in the spotlight. If he will follow me, of course he won't, because why would he care? Why would he want to help me get a nice picture? Didn't actually mean to kill him, but he wasn't moving anyway, so we're gonna just move on to the next thing. It's not what I meant to do at all for that guy, but it happens. This one doesn't open. Nope. Was it up? Okay, I have to make it. Oh wait, I'm immortal. I forgot about that. Whoa. Definitely never tested that out before. Oh yeah, you can't. I have no idea what this is. Whoa. Alright, let's see what happens with some filters here. That's not what I meant to do either. Makes sense. Actually, that helps a little bit. I can distinguish a little bit more what we're looking at. So, okay. All right. I got zoom in. All right. I know what direction we're facing now. And we're actually very far away. But because I think Jesse's in the middle of it, we are going to have that image kind of just stuck there. So even if we're moving super fast, also far away from it, yeah, this is what we got. We are here. Okay, so there's the thing. Yep, that's Jesse right there. Oof, that's crazy. You can't see jack. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. So the videotape filter actually did something. The vintage filter, I think, is even better. Like, it literally just takes the whole thing away. All right, so there we go. That is, I mean, it still looks the same. Like, there's still no special difference, even when you're up close to it. But that's interesting. Cool, just to see what it is. It is literally just a visual representation of you are dying. So, you know, get out of there. That's pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, I thought I screwed that up. Alright. Oh, this room. I got scared. Oh, man, I wish I had a recording of that. I think it was the only time I ever got scared in this game. I was playing around and I was getting a bunch of pictures in this area because I love this very random spot. Like, no spot like this in the whole effing game. It's just this itty bitty little spot. Even this doesn't happen anywhere else in this sector. It's just this very specific spot. But there are enemies that spawn down there. And one time I was taking pictures. The music didn't start. I didn't see any lights or anything. I was like taking pictures. I was probably doing that for like a solid 30 minutes. I was just effing around. I was getting a bunch of pictures and like the lights and all that stuff. And this dude came around the corner and scared the crap out of me. Like, there was no sounds whatsoever. And he just, like, I think I was probably about to walk around the corner too. And it was just like, boom, it was just a dude right there. And he, like, I think he either shot me or it was just the fact that I saw him out of nowhere. And it scared the crap out of me because there was literally zero indication that anything at all was about to happen. He gone. Ooh, crap. Oh, I'm immortal. I keep forgetting. I forgot. Let's do this. Like, if I just shoot wildly, they'll eventually die. Oh, wow. That... Right, I gotta find this ball. Or orb, if you prefer. Cool. Nope. There's no point in even going over there. Now, if we were in a better area, let's see. I'm sure I could lead her over here. I do like being able to actually see, like, the trail. Oh, it's not doing it. Oh, well, that sucks. I guess it only does it if you're actually, this is like right here, right? Oh, okay. I was hoping to get like a decent picture. Okay, it might have been that guy. It might have been that dude. After I killed everybody else, might have come up and really caught me off guard. Oh, well, okay. She's gonna turn invisible. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if I can like. I guess I can. I can pseudo. Oh, you can still hit it. I wonder if you can actually do that if she's an enemy, because I don't think you can do that if she's an enemy. All right, well, we'll consider this area broken now, but that's fine. That's fine. Oh, and here we go again. It's not all what I wanted, but you know, if I got to do it, then I got to do it. Here we go. Okay, she can take them out, and this will be done. But I think I'm actually gonna end the stream here. Had a good time playing around. Man, I hit the crap out of that guy. Wednesday, I will actually be doing another video game photography stream, and that one, I'm still kind of deciding, but I think I'm gonna go with Ghost of Tsushima, because it's been a minute since I've done that one. Oh, there's two. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end up going with Ghost of Tsushima for that, because Ghost of Tsushima has a million features in its photo mode, and I absolutely love it. I thought I got him right on the head. And if I can, well, he's dead. Oh, hold up. Because I might be able to. There we go. I think I can still get a picture of this guy. And his nice little shotgun. So I think I'm going to be doing Ghost of Tsushima for my next photo mode stream. I feel like it's a little weird that he's holding the end like that, because it's like he's literally like just cupping the whole thing instead of like just holding it under that. So it makes that looks really weird. It's like if you shoot that, you're gonna hurt yourself if you're holding it like that. But you know, he's dead. You know, they miss things when they die. It happens. Okay. I don't know what's a good shot for this guy. Maybe this. See, this is where like I would do a shot where it's the black bars on the side, where it's like almost like a, you know, sort of Instagram, TikTok type deal where you just do like the is it 5x9? I think yeah, I think it's 5x9 when you do it when it's that way, but vertical in general. Yeah, that just seems too simple. So let's see what the filters are looking like. Ooh. Too dark. That I could definitely see as a silly vintage picture in some way, but that's not really what I want to do. I think I'll actually go vibrant for this, and we will just do a nice sort of close shot of him. Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely like that. Simple, straightforward. Like it doesn't really have to be his face. The bright yellow security is fine as being like the focal point. You know, it doesn't all, even if you take a picture of a person, their actual face does not have to be the focal point, and that's fine. So I like that, because it's not really perfectly lined up. Like that would be perfect, but I actually like this a little more because I do want to see a bit more of his face. But I think that's a good balance of like his face and then seeing security as well. Oh, at speed. Right there. That I like. One day we'll get to a point where even like that small text will be like perfectly like perfectly drawn, because it's obviously you zoom in all the way, it's kind of pixelated, but it's super tiny text. It's just like the Dude Bro cigarettes. You know, it's very small text. It's hard to do that, but at some point we'll get to a place where video games can do that stuff, and it's crazy to think that is totally gonna happen. So with this, I don't mind that. Normally it's like, you know, I don't want to have, obviously, you know, I don't want it like 100% like that, but I think it doesn't even need to be that much. Like, you can see it says security. I think that's good enough. Like, that doesn't need to be 100% in focus. Because it still obviously is like the shotgun, but you can see it says security. I think that's a good one too. I don't mind that. I didn't expect that to be so in focus. I'll just do a little bit of that. You can kind of see it's getting a little bit straight. Like, he looks extra thin, but it could just be the angle. You know, I'll get a picture of it anyway. I don't think I'll actually end up. Oops, and I totally screwed that up. There we go. Oh, there we go. Zoom in super close. Let me turn this speed down real quick. Okay, that's better. Like, I don't think I really need to see his face. I mean, it's not that they're ugly or anything. They are, but you know, that's not really the thing that's stopping me. Yeah. Like, I kind of like the off-center look and like having half of both, but I think I just want to have just security officer. Sure, this is where I really want it to be. I think that's it. All right. So unless something else happens, because I think I either took over the enemies or killed all the enemies. She's just here. Hold on. Well, that could be an interesting picture too. I might keep that in mind for later, because I think if I can do it fast enough here. Dang, I went through. And so did that. All right. She's dead. No, it's gonna, yeah. So obviously, once it stuck to her in midair and she was invisible, I was gonna try to get a shot at that. But yeah, I think we're good. And he's dead. Yeah, he's gone too. So I'll end it here. Wednesday will be a 420 stream, because Wednesday is 420. Which is also why I may or may not end up doing a video game photography stream. Now that I think about it, I probably still will. But it's not 100%. I'm not 100% sure how Wednesday's gonna go. I didn't think of that until just now. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that, but I might actually just do a 420 stream. I might just be gaming on Wednesday, but we'll see. It depends on how quickly I have everything set up as well. Because if I have everything like set and ready to go, I might do a little bit of both and start off with like just a little bit of video game photography and then kind of go into gaming. But for now, this will be the end of the stream. So thanks for joining me. Had fun getting some stuff in control. This giant, you can take the giant clock down. That's very cool. Very cool. I think it's huge when you do like the perspective. It looks like gigantic, but it's just, actually no, that is gigantic. It's way bigger than I thought it was. It was actually, the perspective made it look small, but no, that's actually really, really big. It's like a giant effing clock. Cool. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this. If you guys have any comments, definitely let me know. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Fun learning about the process. There's way more to learn, because like I said, this game honestly does not have a lot compared to pretty much every, like, honestly, this has like one of the most bare bones photo modes that there are. Like, it's weird how much, I think it's just a testament to how amazing the actual game is, because just the architecture, I mean, obviously I've destroyed everything in this room, but like you can see the, you know, the craziness that they come up with for this game. The architecture alone in this game is worth a lot in photo mode. And I think that is really the true testament to how good this game really is, because this is a very, very bare bones set of options for photo mode. You really can't do much. And like I said, they don't even have borders. You can't do any sort of borders. They don't have, you know, most games will do it, you know, even the simple little thing where you can just put like the logo of the game in a corner and stuff like that. You can't do any of that. Most games don't have that where it's good enough anyway. Like if you do that, I feel like that's typically for if you do like a cool picture with a poster. Some people do it in a lot of ways, but typically if I do the logo, it's more for like pseudo poster shots. So I probably wouldn't do it anyway, because most games always just have it in the corner only and you can't actually put it wherever you want. So it's kind of like, this doesn't do much. I'll just put the thing on it. If I want to do a poster shot, I'll just do it myself at the end. I'll just get a good picture to go with the logo. But yeah, it doesn't really have any of that stuff. So it's a testament to how amazing this game really is, even with just the bare bones photo mode. There's a lot to offer in this game just to look at and get pictures of. And Remedy makes amazing stuff, which is why people constantly go to these games. They are freaking amazing. And that's just the way it is. I'll do that. No, that's good. Yeah. I like that picture. I don't know why. For a simple picture, but I do like it. I'd even put another one. Nah, that's too low. But I do like that. That does make, actually, like the further away I get, I think the bigger it does actually end up looking, which is funny. But yeah, that is photo mode for Control. I'm sure I'll come back to this during another stream because there's so many other places. Like I was specifically doing like Altered April, so that's why we were mostly in the containment sector until the end here, just kind of playing around and just getting more pictures in other places. But there's so many places to go. There's so much good architecture. Different types of enemies are in different areas. So there's definitely a lot more to see and get pictures of. Ooh, I actually like this one a lot. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Like I said, we'll see what happens Wednesday, because it is going to be 420, so I might end up just playing a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima photo mode, and then I'll transition to like just another game that I haven't played. But either way, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the stream. As a whole, anybody checking this out later who for whatever reason made it all the way to the end of, what is this, 2 hours of photo mode, I really appreciate that. That's crazy. That's crazy to stick through, but you must have liked it, so I appreciate it. Either way, if you guys have any comments, please put them down in the comment section below. Thanks for joining me. Wow, that just cut right off. I thought that was gonna have like just a little, I guess I gotta fade that out, and I didn't do that. That's my bad, but thanks for joining me.